Hello and welcome to Cooking Lessons for Dad. My name is Karen Breyer and today we are going to make a very easy no-roll pie crust. Pie crust can be kind of intimidating when you have to roll them out and get them the right size and then get it in the pan. This one's easy. We're just going to mix the ingredients in the pie pan and we're going to press it around and put it in the oven, and that's it. So the ingredients in this recipe are whole wheat pastry flour, salt, and I prefer kosher, vegetable oil, and water. So the first thing that we need to do is preheat the oven to 375 degrees, and I already did that. And you need a pie pan, and this is a glass one. And I just want to mention that if you use a darker color pan, it cooks faster. Lighter takes longer to cook, so this might take a little bit longer to cook. And there's also different sizes of pie pans. This is actually 9.5, and I prefer 9. It's a little bit smaller, so we might have to spread it a little bit more since it's a little bit bigger, but it will be perfectly fine. Okay, so we're first going to combine the flour and the salt in the pie pan. And this is whole wheat pastry flour. And when I do flour, a lot of times I put it on a paper towel. That way, when it spills, I can easily put it back in the container. So you don't ever want to pack flour. We're just going to put it in with a spoon, and then I'm going to level it with a knife. Make sure all the cracks and spaces are full. All right, so we got 1 cup. And I'm going to pour this back in the bag, just like this. Okay. And so next we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then we're going to mix it together with a fork. Mix it together before you put the liquid so you don't get any big bites of salt in one spot. Okay, so next we're going to put 2 tablespoons of water in our oil. And then we're going to whisk them together. So I've got 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and we're going to use 2 tablespoons of water. And then we're going to whisk this together with a fork until it's all emulsified. Mixed together completely. It'll look kind of whitish. Okay, you can see it's white. All right, so next we're going to just pour it over our flour mixture. And then we're going to stir it with a fork, mix it all together until it'll come together as a ball of dough. So just keep mixing. Okay, you can see it's coming together as a nice ball of dough. It looks real soft. So you can stop and then finish with your hands. Just take it together and then kind of pick up the rest of the little flour pieces. Form it flat a little bit. And then we're going to just start pressing it down in the pan. And we're going to press all the way down on the bottom, and then we're going to also press up the sides of the pie pan. And you just keep working it until you've got everything covered on the sides and the bottom. Sometimes I like to start with the sides because they're hardest and then come back to the bottom. You want to make sure and that there's no parts of the pie pan showing everything's covered. And then on the top, you can kind of do what you want. If you get a little more experience, you can push it up higher and make a fancy design. I'm just going to press it to the top, but I am going to make sure that it's all even on all the sides. You don't want any little piece sticking up because a little piece will burn easily. So I'm just kind of making it flat. If the pie pan was a little smaller, the 9-inch, you might have a little bit room extra to do a little design on the top. For beginners, this is perfect. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to poke a few holes in the bottom, just with a fork, not big holes, just kind of do this, because the dough is going to puff up and you don't want it to make bubbles. So we are ready to put it in the oven at 375 degrees for 20 minutes, but just in case, I am going to check it early. I'll check it at 15 minutes, just to be sure it doesn't burn, because pie crusts are always unpredictable. So we'll go put it in the oven next, and we are going to set a timer too, because it's easy to forget about and then it will burn. Okay, we'll do that next. Okay, so we'll put it in the oven now, and I'm going to set the timer next. Okay, so the timer went off, and I checked it at 15 minutes and it wasn't quite done, but it is done now. You can see that it's getting golden. The key when it's done is when it starts getting golden brown, but once it starts browning, it goes really fast, so you got to keep a good eye on it. Okay, so we'll let this cool a bit. Okay, so here you have it, an easy no-bake pie crust. So you can use this for a pie where you're not going to bake it. For example, my lemon custard pie, it's really delicious. You blend it and cook it a little, you just pour it in, and then you let it chill. So this is perfect for that. If you want to make a pie where you're going to bake the pie in the oven, such as my delicious vegan pumpkin pie, you wouldn't put it in the oven yet. You would keep it as dough, and when your pie filling is ready, that's super easy, you just blend the ingredients and dump it and then bake it. So the crust will bake with the pie filling. So you do it either way. Okay, so if you haven't made a pie crust before, this is perfect for your first pie crust. And remember, if it has little bumps, nobody's gonna see it because there's gonna be pie filling over it. So you can do it. So I hope you try this week. Let me know how it turns out at cookinglessonsfordad.com, and have a great day.